Hey friends, here is a very exciting topic that is introducing Immersive Home's agent feed feature. So with this new feature, you can customize your Immersive Home with your agents feeds, and you can easily trace out any notification that you want to intimate your users with, any kind of failed jobs, any kind of integration, recurring integration failures, or any kinds of data bad jobs that fail to execute. Automatically, this will come and be shown on your Immersive Home. I can give you one real life example where you can use this. Say, for example, you have a lots and lots and lots of recurring integrations going on, and it's certainly not possible to go and check individually all these recurring integration batch jobs. So what if instead you make some kind of an arrangement in your Immersive Home, as because of which whenever any of your batch job, recursive integration job, or any kind of data import job or export job is going to fail, you are making some kind of a provision, as because of which such notification is going to come and be displayed in your Immersive Home. So look no further. Here is a walkthrough that can help you to set up your Immersive Home with such kind of notifications. So before we proceed any further, I would like to request you to watch this video till the end. And just in case if you have not already subscribed to my channel, please feel free to do so. All right. So couple of checks before that. So first of all, just we need to ensure like these are the features that are already turned on in your feature management. That is agent feed for Immersive Home. You have to get this feature be enabled, as this is a preview feature, might not be available as a uh, you know as a GA, but still you can use it. uh, Agent management, you have to enable this feature as well. Immersive Home, obviously, not to mention, you have to enable this. And last but not the least, you also have to enable, you have to ensure like you are on 10.0.47. So these are the few checks that you have to ensure that these are in place. Then you come to your virtual entities and just figure out like this virtual entity, that is agent feed entity, is already turned on to yes, like it is set to visible. So this is what is responsible for capturing your custom feeds, your data, your agent feeds in your Immersive Home. So you have to turn it on, and once these are done, then you can safely come back to your Power Platform. So this is how I have done this. Not necessarily like you also need to go the same way, but this can give you an idea. So say, for example, I've created a flow, a very simple flow, which says that whenever a row is added or modified or deleted. So when I'm saying that, as you can understand, it's a dataverse event in my flow, in my Power Automate. And for that, what I've done is I have enabled this as DMF data project execution, which is also a virtual entity. I have enabled this as a visible. I have enabled this virtual entity to be visible for data sharing between CE to F&O and vice versa. And I have said the scope as organization, which means whenever this any legal entity specific change is happening, this is going to be recorded. And also, I have selected the proper environment to tap in this, I mean, to record this change. Then I've giving a condition like this. A condition is very simple. I'm saying that if the the status, the target status, or if the staging status, if any one of them is this, which is nothing but errored out. Okay, if any one of them is errored out, then this is going to come into this yes condition, which says that I am manually saying that to execute the Copilot for finance and operations apps. So what is it doing is it's saying like, can you get me the details of the error message for the import job execution ID, where I'm getting the import job execution ID from here? And you need to do the following. I'm saying this, that open the display menu item, this, and then read from the form by filtering on job ID and then close the form. Use MCP settings to get the results. If you are not sure what exactly this is doing, let me show you on Copilot Sidecar by launching it. And I'm asking the same question here. So can you give me the details of the error message with by providing the execution ID? And I'm also saying like you need to open the display menu item, which is this. And also you need to read from the form by, okay, let me also supply the legal entity in the legal entity USMF. Read from the form by filtering the job ID and then close the form. Use MCP settings to get the results. So basically, I am calling the MCP of Copilot for Finance and Operations agent, and I am directly hitting enter here. So it's going to show you the rationale, the plan. So it's understanding the name of the field, name of the, this is the display menu item which is needed, and it is opening the form filter grid. It is reading from the grid and then form is getting closed. So, and this is the job details, and this is the result of the execution. Encountered an error and it didn't run. All these details it's giving exactly. This is what you're going to find when you're going to run the your EMF input, and if it gets into any kind of error. So exactly that's what the MCP server is doing. It is fetching you back the results from the DMF execution. So exactly that's what I'm calling from my flow. I'm just passing on this query and I am getting this results back and running a prompt. The prompt is doing what? Prompt is just getting hold of the error message. And obviously, as you can understand, it's a JSON error message. I need to parse the JSON error message. So I'm just getting a summarization of the error message and remove any unwanted words or any unresolved symbols from the response. Also include some suitable suggestions to resolve the error. So once I have done that, I am just passing on the response from the previous step. That is the response from the Copilot Studio, from the Copilot agent, and I'm just waiting for the execution to be over. Okay. Meanwhile, why this is execute agent and wait? Why not just execute agent? This is because when execute agent is executed, when execute agent is called or invoked, it's just going to return you the conversation ID. It's not going to return you the response. The response what only the execute agent can um, give you back. So I'm executing agent and waiting, and then once this is executed, I am then running a prompt here, which is parsing and which is summarizing and which is also getting the possible solutions for your error. And finally, this is the most important stage. Finally, I'm calling and perform an unbound action. So this is where your immersive home agent feed is getting called. So there are several inputs to this step. So first of all, most importantly is the action name. So I'm calling the this action name, which is the MSYN agent feed create feed item custom API. I'm calling this action name from this available list of actions. And once this is done, I am only selecting the necessary inputs to create the agent feed. So first input is the correlation ID, which is nothing but a unique ID for your feed, and this is I'm generating a geo ID and ascribing it to it. Permission check is essentially this is nothing but the table that is responsible that you are checking the error. So for our case, we are checking the data migration framework, the data management framework, the error log table, the error table, the results table. So this is what actually I'm checking. Additionally, you can keep on adding with comma values of whatever additional tables you want to check. Then it's I'm passing as I'm just concatenating this value like this. I'm just concatenating the review job ID is equals to the trigger outputs from the previous step, that is body, and then job ID, which is the job ID of your DMF data. Okay, so once this is done, finally I am sending across AI context. So this is very important. So this is where you are saying that this is task type is data import, and agent schema is this is MSDYN data validation. Record type is DMF definition group execution. Priority is high. Category is master data. And these are all the necessary fields that you need to fill up. How can you know this? You can go to this GitHub, this GitHub inside this here you can find out this documentation, agent feed developer documentation. So if you go all the way down, you can find out the details of whatever the values of your agent feed needs to be having. So the title is there, the subtitle is there, the correlation ID is there, summary is there. So these are all the fields and with their possible solutions and explanations. You can also provide the due dates, and you can also provide the F&O record. So F&O record is what? This is responsible for, if you remember, back in our X 2012 days, there was an info, and if you want, you can click on record details. It will the record details, the form. So exactly, the F&O record is also allows a navigation just by, if you are going to pass on the ref ID and the ref table ID, it's going to take you back to that form. So if I take you back to what I have done, so these are the parameters that I'm passing on in my AI context. Finally, I'm also providing a summary. Summary is what I'm getting from the previous step from the prompt, and then I'm hard coding this. You can also make it dynamic. You can also change this accordingly. And once this is done, finally, I am providing the card provider. So this card provider is what is responsible for generating your record in your agent feed. So card provider is a by default and newly added member to our agent feed, and is exposed, by which, if you can leverage it, by which you can create a record in your agent feed. So once this is done, as a consequence, whenever I am just checking for if any record is failed, any recurring integration is getting failed, it's automatically going to register the failure activity in my agent feed. So if I go back and if I take you back to my recent runs of this flow, I can see, like, just as an example, I'm just clicking on this. You'd see that you see, like, these are the features, these are the results. So when a row is added, modified, or deleted, so these are the features, these are the parameters values which are flowing on. And in the condition, I'm just, it is getting succeeded, it's getting satisfied, because both the target and the status are errored out. So that is why it is getting into this condition. And finally, I am just executing the agent, and wait, I'm just executing the agent. So if I see the raw output, you would be able to see, like, the error message details for the job execution. Okay, so this is the body slash responses. So if you remember, like, I was passing on this body slash responses, which is an array inside this JSON. And finally, I'm just parsing this error details for this job execution ID and all these things. I'm just passing that on into a prompt, and the prompt is reading that. So if I read the prompt's output, if I get into these details, it's going to show me that error details for the job execution is this, and everything it is figuring out. And I am just going back all the way down to the text. So you'll be able to see the text that is coming as an answer, as a response. and that's what I am needing. I am basically passing that final results into my as an input to the agent feed creation. So if I click on this inputs, I'd be able to see like what are the values that the correlation ID is this, the summary is this, the AI context is this, and the subtitle is this. With all the details, it's basically generating a JSON response and creating a record successfully in my immersive home. So let me know. I'd like to request to try this if you are having some similar kind of ideation. If you're having some similar kind of, somewhere similar you want to apply this, you can also apply this and let me know how it goes. And just give me a nudge if you need any kind of help. Stay connected. Much love. Signing off, Subhashish.